Just like that, Rose will respond and at Fetcher News. Now, Rose, give me that I'm paying attention look. You remember we discussed that? That's it. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay, so pay attention, Rose. Now, folks, we need to take just a minute. We have the All-Star panel on Friday. So, I don't know where Rick and Bruce will be for a couple weeks, but I do know we're going to have new viewers in Germany. Okay, so and Jane, one of our All-Star panel regulars, she is running for Blue Ridge City Council. So Rick is going to be gone. Bruce is going to be gone. Jane's running for City Council. Joeen's camping. Are you still paying attention, Rose? Because actually, this is what's about to happen. Okay, we need to put out, and I want it every day. I want to build a backlog of all-star political panel guests for the panel. Okay. Now, I don't think I want you to put this on social media, and I know this is totally wrong, but dumbass need not apply. Is that wrong? Put that in the ad? That would be wrong. Okay, so we won't do that. We won't do that. I just said it. We won't do it, all right? There's the look of paying attention, and there's the look of disapproval. I have two different looks in the room over there. Okay, Richie, you could be on the All-Star panel because it's either you or Sam on Friday, and I know Sam doesn't want to be in the All-Star panel. So we do the All-Star panel. Maybe you could set in, okay? You good with that? Are you paying attention?
Yeah, I think we make that work. Okay.
But we have to, all jokes aside, if you want to join the All-Star panel, look for this. Rose, let's get us some tweets out. Let's get some social media. Put us a little card together that says join the All-Star political panel on Friday with BKP. And don't think people aren't watching. I mean, Rick is a star. He goes over to Ingles, and he's in the bakery department. He's over there, and you know, he's squeezing the fresh bread. And a lady comes up and says, "Oh, you're Rick. You're on the All-Star panel on Friday." I'm serious. I mean, seriously. So we got all that, Rose, and you know which direction we want to go with that. Give me the look of approval now. There you go. I need the look of paying attention. I need the look of dissatisfied with what I'm saying. And then I need the look of approval. Okay, so that's happening. You want to be part of the All-Star panel on Fridays. Every Friday at 9 o'clock, we do about 45 minutes. And we talk about, here's the thing. You don't have to agree with me. I'm serious. You don't have to agree. But we have to have a good discussion. And we do about 45 minutes of the topics of the week. So obviously the president will be high on the list there. That's topics of the week. So that's the All-Star panel. Now today is Tuesday. Oh, I'm sorry. You're wondering now because it's a little late. Well, we've decided today to put up the website for Samaritan's Purse. You go right on there and you can click on how to help with the hurricane relief. That's Samaritan's Purse. We picked that today. So don't hesitate if you want to figure out how to help. I like Franklin Graham. We're putting this Hurricane Harvey relief, SamaritansPurse.org, www.SamaritansPurse. Help those that are affected in Texas. So you can click on there. I know we glossed right over 8:30. I apologize. You're like, it's Tuesday. What happened? Carla had a meeting. It's really a heck of a time to tell you at 9:21, right? That Carla had a meeting at this morning about some upcoming events, so she couldn't be here. So I know Carla's Corner is supposed to be Tuesday at 8:30, so we missed out on that. Let's see what else do I have. So, all right, we're not doing any Blue Ridge news today because I'm working on a couple news stories for Blue Ridge, and you know you can only say Johnny so many times. And we're going to back away from that for a day because we're working on something. You got something, Richie?
How about Antifa?
Well, you want to talk about Antifa?
I have a clip from Tucker Carlson last night.
Okay, is it about the Berkeley?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm with you on that. I mean, and actually, it was a journalist that said the only time he felt in fear or attacked was by Antifa. It wasn't by the other protesters, right?
Right, and I thought Tucker teed it up pretty well. And honestly, though, you called this, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. When is it time to, I think you asked, when does the time come where we label them a terrorist group?
Roll the tape. We'll go ahead and go with this.
Left has made another appearance in Berkeley, California. A planned anti-Marxism rally on Sunday was canceled because of fears of left-wing violence. Those fears turned out to be justified. Thousands of marchers showed up. Thanks to the presence of Antifa anarchists, things got violent very fast. Watch.
Now, you remember, folks, and Richie, I'm glad you brought that up because I was reading the article. Did you read the article about the journalist, and Tucker may have gone on to talk about that, the actual journalist that had the nerve to say he was actually attacked by Antifa, okay? And he said that is the only fear he had. And the people that were out of control was Antifa. But so let's go back. As Richie said, you know, we've been talking for a long time about this is actually a terrorist group. Why will the left not denounce them? Why will Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, and why will they not come out with a firm denouncing? Because you get some out there get upset with the president calling out fake news. And let's just go with that one just for a second. Wasn't the direction I was going to go in yet, but I'm good with that. So many get upset. Okay, I have heard that if CNN cries, they got the biggest crybabies over there. They cry if anything happens to one of their people. Donald Trump will have blood on his hands. Donald Trump's encouraging attacking journalists by his fake news. And they're so upset that they've been labeled this way. But before the facts was in the old days, meaning just yesterday when it was Barack Obama, he would love to come to the podium and he would love to identify what his version of things. And I would always say, personally myself, I would look and I'd say, you're the president of the United States. Wait just a minute. Reel that in just a minute and see what really happened at Ferguson, okay? See what really happened with Trayvon, okay? Don't be out there telling everybody if I had a son, it'd be Trayvon. He's easy, brother. He's my brother. Reel that in, okay? So Trump goes and he actually does what I've been requesting for the longest time is just to wait a minute, condemn things, say, hey, let's chill out, let's find out what happened. That's what I wanted. The president did it. Remember, he had condemned all sides, and he said there was a lot of violence on all sides, and the media, their heads spun off. He did not denounce KKK fast enough. He did not denounce white supremacists fast enough. He did not denounce all 63 million of his voters, 64 million, whatever they were, because everyone, if you voted for Donald Trump, you're a racist. He did not denounce you fast enough. Okay? He came out and said all sides were guilty of hate and violence. Overwhelmingly, it's proven. Now, why will the media not come out and take the same approach and attack Nancy Pelosi, attack Chuck Schumer, and the Democrat leadership for not denouncing Antifa, not labeling them as a terrorist group, when, as we both and all of us saw the day we did that segment, Antifa Boston thanked the Hillary supporters for showing up. Thank the Democrats for being there. Just saying.
I'm putting up right here. Can you see that? That's this guy by the name of Joey Gibson. He's the Patriot Prayer leader. He kind of organized the event, and Tucker asked him about, did you say anything to set him off? Are you a racist? And it was kind of a rhetorical thing. And of course, he said, "Well, no, we're not. We were there with peace signs. We're not violent." And Mr. Gibson said that the police officers, and it's on video, just stood there and watched. And that was I think that was the saddest part of all this, is this man got pepper sprayed like 6 or 7 times, had bottles of urine thrown at him, and was getting hit with a pole. I mean, it was just awful. And then he ended up being the one in cuffs. Unbelievable.
Well, another day of wondering where we are at. Let me go to a couple things I want to make sure that we hit on, because it's very important. Because I hope, I tell you what, folks, I hope for all of us, and no exaggeration, that this can get resolved in a peaceful manner. There is nobody wins really a conventional war on the Korean border there, the demilitarized zone. We don't have time to go into that. But the North Koreans never ended the war. The South Koreans did. Now, they did have a signing. There's a demilitarized zone. But 33 miles away are millions of people that the North Koreans could kill with conventional weaponry that they've got right across the border aimed at them. So any kind of attack, the North Koreans will have enough time to launch conventional weapons against the South, and we're talking about major devastation. No matter what, if we dropped, and I don't want to say got excited, I personally, but I got excited over the mother of all bombs, right? We like that the next day, the big picture of mother of all bombs, and Trump had the nerve to drop that and kill the tunnels. Anything that was in those tunnels evaporated their lungs immediately, and they were dead within seconds. Okay, word like, but okay, we looked at the mother of all bombs. Reality is if we drop the mother of all bombs on the whack job, his wife and his 3 kids, they just had a new baby, and come on already, all right? He's still eating baby food. I'm serious. They had a new baby here a couple months ago. The little whack job did. He's got 3 kids. He's got a family. Why does he want to kill the whole damn family? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's wrong? You people are really off your rocker. You want to kill the whole damn family, all right? So anyhow, so we dropped the mother of all bombs, right? I'm just telling you. I mean, they can hit enough conventional weaponry just like that. That devastation is just a foregone conclusion. Okay, what do you got up there? What do you got there, Richie? I can't see it across the room. What do you look?
That's the Moab.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah, there's the mother of all bombs. All right. So. Anyhow, North Korea, they shot an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile, across Japan, the island of Japan. And you need to pay attention to that. I mean, across the island of Japan. Now, the President of the United States, now, Joe Scarborough, this is for you, damn it, okay? Shut the hell up just for a minute. Please, you and Barnacle and David Ignatius and all you little whack jobs get on there, shut the hell up for a minute. The President of the United States needs to go to Texas and confirm with the American people that we're going to do everything to help our fellow Americans. That's what he needs to do. And then he needs to stay on the phone all day long between Mattis, Tillerson, John Kelly, and the president of Japan, South Korea, all of our allies in the Asian Peninsula, because we have a crisis. And building a Trump Tower because somebody found an email that said, and it's deeper than that, but said, hey, that the president was looking into direct communications with Moscow to build a Trump Tower, the Kremlin to build a Trump Tower. Shut the hell up for just a minute. Shut up. Okay? Because our ally in Japan, all right, is it Okinawa? Richie, Google how many troops we got in Okinawa. Just Google number of U.S. military in Okinawa, Japan. All right? So while he's doing that, this is from the Independent, all right? And South Korea military this morning, folks, has dropped 8 heavy bombs near its border with the North Korea to show what you got.
In all of Japan, we have 50,000 military, 40,000 family members, and another 5,500 civilians. So,
oh, by the way, Joe
100K.
Scarborough, those would be Americans. American families. Okay? Thousands. And the little whack job just threw a missile over them. Okay? So maybe if we put it in a perspective for you, Joe, that it's not Japan that you may not care about. It's not that it's our ally. Let's use the number 50,000 troops, Joe. I mean, really, you people need to get a grip. I mean, somebody, somehow, when are you going to get some sort of grip? So South Korea military has dropped 8 heavy bombs near its border, okay, with the North in a show of what local media called overwhelming force following Pyongyang's latest missile test. President Moon, how do you pronounce that? I don't know how to do it. Ordered the strike by 4 F-15K fighter bombers at the firing range in the country's east to display strength capability to punish North Korea if it were to attack. Okay? So, I mean,
Moon Jae-in.
Good, thank you. Can't say any more than that. The test of an intermediate range ballistic missile, okay, that flew over Japan's northern, I don't know how to say it, Hakka Island, I don't know how to say that, was condemned by Tokyo as an unprecedented, serious and grave threat. We have a crisis on our hands. Now, you know, I did the segment several months ago. It's on our website. It's called 24 Years of Failed Policy with North Korea. All right? And we have a serious crisis because no one wins a conventional war. A conventional war can't be won there right now. The buildup on the border, 33 miles, folks. 33 miles are millions. If we had 50,000, what do we got in North Korea? We've got 100 and some. Don't we have 100 and some thousand over there? South Korea. I mean, you got a couple 100,000 just military, right? Don't we have a couple 100,000? Maybe close. I don't know. But you got 50 over in Japan. I don't know what we have in South Korea. Let's say it's another 50. We have a buildup there that a conventional weapons 33 miles from a border could kill millions. What, 20 million people? So I don't know. I guess I'm just asking Joe to shut the hell up for a minute. We have Americans suffering in the Gulf. I know you didn't do that. I know. Did you put Barnacle up? I mean, we're 20 minutes from getting out. And you know Barnacle just sends me over the edge right. I said, what the hell's a Barnacle?
That's a foreign policy expert right there, though. He knows.
Richie, man, it's only Tuesday. I mean, Things were going so well with you and I, man. Foreign policy expert. I'm a foreign policy. Where's my sign? Remember? I should be. I tell you what. Where is my tag? My foreign policy tag.
We got a call. Sam didn't tell you?
No.
We got a call from a producer up there at Rockefeller Center at NBC, and they said that Mike Barnacle and the guy Richard Haas wanted to say that you are not a foreign policy expert, and you're not allowed to say that. Listen to the experts, and then they hung up on me.
Then they hung up on you. And there you go, folks. I attempted to be a foreign policy expert. I mean, you know, I'm a know-it-all foreign policy expert. I need that back tomorrow. I can talk about these all day long.
To answer your question, though, it looks like we have about 40,000 troops in 40, South Korea.
So we're close to 100 between the two, right?
Yeah. Plus another, what, 70,000 some odd civilians, spouses, children, that kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Okay, folks, before we get out this morning for the next 20 minutes, now, the media, the corporatocracy, left-leaning, Fox News, Fox is with them, they have this bombshell, another bombshell report that from the New York Times, that Trump, during the campaign, there were talks of a Trump Tower in Moscow. You know, the thing that shocks me every day is, let me tell you what the media is not used to, okay? I pause because I want to bring this home because you and I understand this. And there's days when you may get upset with me because I discuss things we understand. But it's real simple. The media does not know anything about the business itself, the people that are on these shows. Because, see, they are used to covering candidates that come from the establishment. I mean, the RNC has give us the establishment candidate. They're used to covering, 16 senators or 16 House of Representatives or governors or whatever. They're used to politicians going to the next level. There's a couple things I think we should end. I don't think there should be a such thing called your political career, okay? I just don't think political and career should go together. I don't think we should go into this does not enhance your political career, okay? So they don't understand. They have never covered a presidential candidate or a president that actually runs a business. The transition they're used to is a senator moving to the Oval Office. Somebody in the House of Representatives moving to the Oval Office. Somebody from a governor's mansion that was in the House of Representatives, got tired of being in there, went home, became governor, moving them to the Oval Office. They have no knowledge whatsoever of a businessman or someone in business moving into the Oval Office. That's why they can't handle this. You see, if Jeb Bush would have won the primary, okay, there would have been no scrutiny during the general election on Jeb Bush's business actions as far as, well, while Jeb is running for office, he's still trying to build that big hotel down there in the Caribbean with 19 investors. That wouldn't happen, okay? I mean, Marco Rubio, they highlighted he had parking tickets. Remember, he's a bad driver, okay? He had some parking tickets 20 years ago. They would not have been scrutinizing Marco Rubio. They would have scrutinized his American Express card, saying he used it inappropriately while being the leader of the legislative body in Florida. But they would not have been talking about Marco Rubio meeting with foreign investors, to build condos out in Arizona. These are conversations that would have never taken place Only with Donald Trump. So they're shocked that Donald Trump didn't close the business. Okay? They're shocked that years of planning on where the next Trump Tower would be continued while he was campaigning. They're shocked that the staff continued to negotiate, look at properties maybe, look at plans to build something somewhere. They're shocked by that. And that's, to me, that's all it boils down to, okay? Now, what I like to do is I would like to do a little research on every American corporation or individual doing business in Russia. Nowhere else, Russia. Because Russia has rules. I mean, we're the ones that say, you know, the rest of the world's not like us for the most part. We're the ones that say, hey, yeah, run into Manhattan and buy the Empire State Building. It's yours. Keep it, okay? Now, a lot of countries do not allow you to just come into their country, purchase things without going through the government knowing you're in their country. I mean, I'm not taking up for Russia, but that's the way they play the game. That's the way they do it. So I'm not for sure. I'm just saying off the top of my head, I think there's a strong possibility that if you want to go to Russia today and open a bicycle company and you want to sell bicycles, Schwinns, you want to sell a Schwinn on the corner, all right? I got a feeling you might have to fill out some paperwork that goes through the Kremlin, which goes through your background, which goes through who you are, and you probably from a foreign country have to get permission. I don't know. I don't think you can just fly over there on the next red eye and drop down in the USSR. Well, that's not the USSR anymore, right? I got to do the Beatles song, right? Back in the USSR. So you don't just drop in there and say, hey, can I get a realtor? I want to ride around the countryside. I'm thinking of building 300 condos. I don't think it happens, folks. Just don't think it happens. So, God forbid Trump has ambition. God forbid that he's a capitalist. I mean, I see all the problems with him. I really see that. God forbid that he had plans to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. What some were calling the world's largest building. God forbid an American. Why, how dare an American feel they could do that or have those goals? God forbid, right? I'd like to do a little research on every American corporation operating in Russia today, every American individual that has a business in Russia today and has business interests today, and I'd like for you to see all the red tape that's probably going on. So while the devastation of the hurricane and we have a very bad situation there with North Korea, that it's a crisis, okay? We have the media with this bombshell. You know, I'm going to just give you this, okay? And I listen to MSNBC for different reasons, okay? And I know sometimes you don't like it when I call it the enemy of the state, but they are the enemy of the state. And, you know, when you have people sitting around saying, and I picked it, what we have learned at this point. What the hell have you learned? What we know now. What the hell do you know now? I mean, you see, I don't want to ruin your breakfast. I don't want to ruin your day. Just listen to them one morning at 6 a.m. And I'm not encouraging people to, you know, watch a certain channel. I don't do that. But just listen one morning at 6, and you get a Mike Barnacle or Haas. Okay. What we are learning every day, what we are learning. What the hell have you learned? What we know now. I mean, after this, what we know now. I mean, this Russian investigation is really coming home to Don. What? What? Really? So, watch for more fake news for this to come. I tell you every day, American people don't care, folks. They don't care. They don't care. Well, you can't put all American people. I can't see across the room. I like when you put stuff up, but I got to know what is this?
Well, those are your friends at MSNBC.
Richie, come on, man. I mean, you know, you are pushing the envelope. First, you tell me that they call and say I can't be a foreign I can't be a foreign policy expert. Then you put Joe up there all the time with his guitar, and then you got the whole staff. Anyhow,
there he is.
Rockstar Joe. That being said, folks, people don't care. I say America. Well, it's not right because you've got, California and you've got New York City. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm telling you, in rural America, which won the last election, will win the next election, do not care. Let me tell you what they got. I got a couple minutes. I got one more story I really want to work on. I'm going to come out of the box with this because this is the gift that keeps on giving, because as arrogant as it sounds, I really know the story inside and out, the next one. And when we get the next one, Richie, we can't reveal no sources. Just I want to put that out there, okay? You'll see where I'm going with this. You'll understand real quick, okay? But the thing is, the American people are okay with pardoning Sheriff Joe. They're okay with it. They're okay that Donald Trump has a business, and they're not paying attention to the nonsense. So that's it, folks. Bottom line. I called it January 20th, 21st, whatever you want to say. I call it a technological civil war. I have the videotape going back. I have to say, as much respect as I have for some of the great ones that I listen to, okay, I may have been the first to call it that. I've called it a technological civil war because it broke out. Civil war broke out the day after, actually the election, okay? And if you don't think it did, I had people, I had friends, I thought. And you would say, oh, now how can you call? I have friends. Buddy, they just went into attack mode on me when Hillary lost. I mean, I thought, how bad will this get? No, nasty. Wow. And it was like, right before the election, well, if you take the Russian bots out, remember the Russian bots that manipulate the election on the internet. So you push over the Russian bots, and you take the conservatives and the liberals. And the liberals, whatever you want to call them, all right? I got a lot of names for them. So anyhow, you take the liberals, and you got the liberals over here, and it's 3 weeks before the election, and the conservatives throw their fire bombs out, all right? And, Hillary did this, Hillary did that, and look at this for Trump, and Trump this, and Trump that, and Trump promises this and that. Okay, he's over here. Then you got Hillary's people throwing their bombs out, boom, boom, boom. Donald looked at a woman funny, and Donald didn't talk to a kid in a wheelchair. I swear to God. I'm sorry. So we had all these bombs lobbing, okay? Then it's election night. Pennsylvania comes in. I always love knowing that I knew Pennsylvania went for Trump 3 hours before the nation. I love knowing that because I had insider information right at the state capitol. Okay, but anyhow, and I know why they wouldn't call it that night because of the Democrat governor and the Democrat Secretary of State. But I knew that anyhow. So the next day we had all the tears and Hillary had cussed out John Podesta and she wouldn't come to the podium because she was drunk. She was in a drunken state, and she would have come and cussed everybody out. So Podesta had to come out and say, we're going to wait for every vote to get counted. And the people were crying, and then she came out in purple, which we all know the signification of purple. Hillary had a purple on. Tim Kaine. I don't want to say what I want to say about Tim Kaine. Not right now. Can't cut my flow. So the purple, just pull up that day. He has a purple tie. Kaine has a purple tie. So anyhow, then the war broke out. Okay, I mean, when you're having an engagement, shots are fired, or you have shots fired. You got your Hatfields and McCoys are firing shots. Okay, war broke out. A technological civil war broke out. The firestorm back and forth went into boom. So I don't have time. What I'm saying is, folks, the American people that voted for Donald Trump, they see President Trump keeping his campaign promises, doing what he said he would do, working hard every day, showing up for work, not afraid to come out and call it like it is, gave them a Supreme Court nominee or Supreme Court justice, not just a nominee that he promised. And they don't give a rat's about Joe and Minka and Lemon and Kathy Griffin. You know what? Kathy Griffin's got 4 college kids drinking a pitcher of beer that's listening to her next show. Okay? That's what she's got. And they can't even play beer pong that well. So, all right, here's one I don't want to leave without this one, because I really want to. This is one we're going to keep up with. And this is one of my favorite guys, and I say that tongue-in-cheek and rhetorically. This is one of my favorite guys, okay? Manchin pressed from both sides in re-election fight. Joe Manchin is sitting, and he is stressed out. I know for a fact, and that's what I told Richie and I both know this, we know for a fact that Republicans have gone to his office and sat down and said, you know, basically, Joe, come on, man. Come on over. The water's warm, right? Dive in, Joe. Quit walking around the pool. Manchin is the only Democrat left in West Virginia. Only one. Let me give the real quick, just for you. This is an entire state. This is a state. Stay with me. That in Robert Byrd's day, you remember Grand Wizard, KKK, one of Hillary's heroes, somebody that Hillary looked up to, that there's Robert, they're not in West Virginia territory, there's Robert Byrd libraries, highways, you name it, toll booths, you name it, it's Robert Byrd. The Robert Byrd FBI Center in Fairmount, West Virginia, the list goes on, okay? So let's go back to Robert Byrd. In Robert Byrd's day, the Byrd, West Virginia state, let's go on the state level, legislature, Democrat, majority. West Virginia State Senate, Democrat, majority. West Virginia Governor's Mansion, Democrat, Democrat, okay? Jay Rockefeller, Senator Jay Rockefeller, Democrat, okay? Senator, at that time, Senator Robert Byrd, Democrat, right? Now, every district for the House of Representatives, blue, Democrat. You're looking at the only Democrat left. The West Virginia State Legislature is Republican majority. The West Virginia State Senate is Republican majority. The West Virginia Governor's Mansion, as of 2 weeks ago, is a Republican. The West Virginia, every single district for the House of Representatives is Republican. And Mary Capito, Senator Capito, ran as a Republican, and she's in deep, we'll call it doo-doo. Because if she was up for election, she'd be in big trouble right now. You got something? I see you going. Go for it.
It's almost as if the shift that we saw in the South in the early 2000s that really kind of, where the Republicans took over all the state offices and the congressional delegations, is now creeping northward up to the Rust Belt.
Oh, all right. You know what? You say this. Look this up tomorrow. Now I don't have time. I got 5 minutes. I want to finish this. But you say that. You look at Pennsylvania. The bluest, the House of Representatives, they talk about the House of Representatives. The bluest areas is around north of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, Allegheny County and out there. But you go look at that blueprint and you lay over 15 years ago and just recently the House of Representatives, it's a massive change.
And turnout's up too.
As West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin runs for re-election for his second full term, remember he only had half a term the first time, he's facing a growing liability, the D next to his name. A well-known Democrat in the state that shifted to the right, Manchin is in a fight for his political life as he tries to survive in a Trump era. Republicans view his seat as a prime pickup opportunity as they try to engage with fragile Senate majority. Meanwhile, Manchin has drawn both progressive ire and a long shot primary challenger. Okay, I really think that West Virginia I really think that West Virginia is really the last southern state to turn red, said Patrick Hickey, a political science professor at West Virginia University. Well, I'm interested that it's considered a southern state. And I'm not a policy expert. You know that you've already got the calls letting you know, right, Richie? So I'm interested that Patrick says the last southern state, okay? I'm okay with that. We'll call it a southern state. We'll take you. You're welcome. Come on in, all right? I think that Manchin is really good at retail politics. He tried really hard to establish himself as someone who's an independent. The West Virginia Democrat is trying to walk an increasingly narrow path as that he has him in the center of Washington's biggest fights drawing fire. Joe Manchin has been around for a long time, and he's been successful for a long time, and he's been willing to spend capital on things he believes in, said Mike Planty, a longtime Democrat strategist based in West Virginia. Obviously, the strategist based in West Virginia, I don't think I would listen to him because it's not working out. Yes, Richie?
Two things. First of all, the guy who roped West Virginia in with the South seems to neglect the entire reason West Virginia exists in the first place is because they didn't want to be in the South and seceded from the state of Virginia. Civil War. And then here's...
I don't think you're qualified to make that statement.
This is who Manchin reminds me of. Remember this? From up here in FYN TV country? The great Zell Miller?
Yeah, all right. Richie, you can't go that direction with 2 minutes left. I love everything about it, but I got a minute. Yes, Richie, you're 100% right. Zell Miller is, but it's not, he can't play that tightrope anymore. Manchin's in trouble. I love it, and I have sources that tell me Republicans have been in his office and said, come on, Joe, you know it's better over here. Wait a minute, is it better over here? We probably should look at that tomorrow. Maybe Joe's right where he needs to be. We want to thank Jordan Carney from The Hill for that article that was posted this morning. Richie, easy. You know, there's two terms of endearment I have here. And it really is. I tell everybody, if you've not seen the movie, okay, Sandlot, all right? So if you're around our organization, you will hear me say, you're killing me, Smalls, okay? And then the second one, I love my Back to the Future, you know, McFly. So if I tell you to pay attention, I'll basically call you McFly. It's a term of endearment. And I'll say, you're killing me, Smalls. Richie, you're killing me, Smalls. There's our relief number, www, okay, and that is for SamaritansPurseToday.org. Help those affected in Texas. We're asking you to do that. We're closing up. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Next day's Thursday. Rose, before we go, let's get the word out about the political all-star panel for Friday. We need your help. We need to build a list of people that want to show up and talk politics. I'm your host, BKP. Take us out of here, Richie.